Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.
He is a multiple national, European and world champion, representing and hailing from Ukraine. Raise it up and welcome Rustam Babaiev. One of the most decorated middleweights of all time. Rustam Babaiev waits at the table. But it is very fitting that the original king of arm wrestling, the legendary Johnny Walker, is sat at the side of the stage here as we prepare to welcome the latest representation from North America in the weight class that he called home. Ladies and gentlemen, raise it up and welcome the White Orc.
I don't question, it's Paul Linn's discipline. I feel like every time we see this guy, he's better and better and better.
Yeah, you kind of watch the progression. You see that he get introduced to the sport immediately. John Brzezinski once told me, if it doesn't happen in the first 2.5 years, it's probably not going to happen. With Paul Linn, we saw it instantly. He introduces himself a year later. He's pulling for the Pennsylvania, the Northern State Championships. You fast forward another year, and he's invited to East vs. West. Starts off in such a hot manner, even had the belt around his waist at one time. This is a tremendous opportunity. Paul Linn, an absolute stud, an American treat when it comes, a treasure for the Americans to root for. What a big task we have here. We saw this match a year ago. It started off 2-0 in favor of Rustam Babaiev. Round 3, we saw the stoppage. What looked like a beautiful comeback was on its way, and then the unfortunate injury from Rustam Babaiev. When you're looking at Babaiev, we understand your love for Paul Linn, but make no mistake about it. The competitor is a multiple-time world champion, maybe the strongest pound-for-pound human being in the history of the Ukraine.
Paul winding up, looks like he's getting ready to throw a big punch to the side. Last time against Lachlan, he had an incredible victory. We'll see if he can follow up that performance against likely the very most decorated middleweight of all time, Rustam Babaiev.
Traditionally, you'll see a tremendous hook, surge, side pressure hit from Rustam Babaiev, usually 95% of the time enough to knock his opponents off balance and look super dominating. What we're looking for here, ladies and gentlemen, how quickly, at what spot can Paul Linn put the brakes on and blow the house, blow the roof off of this whole place?
Wow, in the hook we go. Strength on strength, into the hook. Rustam looking in a stable position. Paul Linn driving, fighting for efficiency. Rustam Babaiev showing extreme proficiency in that hook.
Not a big surprise that we got a round 1 victory from Rustam. I think what a better surprise. Something for the American to build on was the way the match transpired. Super aggressive hit, a lot of sticking there. We saw 1 year ago, it took all the way to match 3 to get us where Paul Linn is here in round 1.
Last time was it in the 3rd round or was it the 4th round that the pec tear occurred from Rustam Babaiev?
I believe it was the 3rd round, but it could have been the 4th round. But I do believe it was the 3rd round. But listen, that was an extraordinary offensive surge for Paul Linn. Rarely could you see the Ukrainian champion come over here, arm wrestle an American citizen, and be in big trouble there round 1. Something to build on, but just know the hill to climb is immense. The gentleman on the right of the stage, arguably one of the top 10 pound-for-pound arm wrestlers in the history of our game. Rustam Babaiev, a beautifully celebrated athlete, still a tough task. But listen, everybody in here hopes and dreams to either be a Paul Linn at the table or a Paul Linn as a human being. We've seen him all day today in the corner of all the fellow Americans. It is your turn now to get behind Paul Linn. Make some noise, USA. Let's get this guy here.
I asked Rustam Babaiev if his chest was fully healed. He told me he was doing repetitions with 160 kilograms on his bench press. He said he was totally fine. He said he's completely recovered now in his new home in the UK. He said he didn't have quite as many training partners as he did in the Ukraine, but he seemed settled, he seemed at peace, and he said he was good with his training and where he was coming into this match. He seemed confident.
And Rustam, let's put him in that bucket of guys that were in situations where not super active and seeing the growth of this East versus West and wanting to get back, maybe just a little quick with his comeback a year ago, not able to hold up with the pec tear, and then you think about the daunting reality that maybe that year was really the year he needed to get to the place that he wanted. Rustam Babaiev could be super dangerous here, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Linn will need every single ounce of strength in his body. All we need is the same place, a little better connection, driving that wrist forward, making the angle a little bit better. He's right there, Devin Laird. Let's get behind him. Paul Linn in the house. Here we go.
Rustam Babaiev, very likely from one of the most decorated arm wrestling families that there is, joined by his sister Shnizana in the crowd, Ruslan, all multiple-time world champions. Rustam, the oldest and the most decorated of the three. However, he comes from a strong family of arm wrestling. The temperature is an issue in this house today.
Listen, it is hot, hot, hot in the room and way hotter on the stage. What an absolute extraordinary event. Ingen Terzi, East vs. West, Core Productions, Chant Shaw, whoever the people that were able to make this happen here in the United States, my hat's off to you. I've been in the game a long time. This is a new level of sport.
Turn for me. Gotta go center.
Paul set up a little different, not as wound up. He's going to try to work on that hand a little bit.
3 out of 5 arm wrestling. Supermatch arm wrestling is not tournament format where Rustam made his home at the World Championships. Endurance is a factor. Oh, back in the hook we go. That's better. That's better from Paul Linn. That is better from Paul Linn on the offense. Oh, it is still better. Yes.
Good move. Yeah, I got you.
Paul Linn, an absolute warrior, ladies and gentlemen. He's not going to go down hard. Got an elbow foul at their end, so he'll get another restart. More chances to find the perfect angle. And let's be honest, that angle a little bit better than the first match. However, now you've already taken those 2 sucker punch shots there, neither one of them ultimately being successful. Can Paul Linn win the endurance game? We all understand what a tremendous athlete, how amazing worker that he is.
Every time you see an athlete surge to their 100% capacity and it not go down, it does massive damage. And that's what I believe I was witnessing when I watched Rustam trying to pin Paul Linn. I saw the match stop repeatedly. This is round 2. You need 3 victories to secure this. Rustam made his home in the WAF World Championships. Most of his career was spent in one-on-one, in tournament arm wrestling format. Paul Linn was made by the WAL and now East versus West, the king of the table. I have to believe that he is capable of turning the tables.
You got to imagine Rustam Babaiev, when booking this rematch here, had to think about, most importantly, his safety. And he felt that he was 100% healthy, in charge. With that, there's no doubt we're talking about the favorite here being Babaiev. We just have so much hope, so much admiration for one of the American team captains. Paul Linn, such an outstanding
He pushed me off anyway.
treasure for the American arm wrestling. Now a little engagement here.
He pushed me off. That's an intention. He drove me off the back. He drove me off the back.
Bit of a argument here. I wouldn't say argument, but definitely.
Let's look. He's saying that he was pushed off the back. Let's look.
Watch him go forward. See? He put.
Oh, there it is. There it is. He maybe has a case there. A difficult position.
I mean, I've seen people push people off the back, like I saw Chance push you off the back. I'm not sure that is a great depiction of a legitimate push off the back, but hey, we are in the United States of America. He is from the Ukraine.
Look at it.
I'm okay with a little home cooking.
He winked at me too, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, certainly we want to see victory through pinning the opponent is preferable. And it did, I believe that there was an argument there that Rustam did make a motion for the elbow foul. To me, that did not look like a press. It did not look like an attempt to pin. I believe that Paul Linn has an argument that potentially that was an attempt to slide his opponent's elbow off the back, sensing that he's in trouble. A difficult call to make, a very gray area of the sport.
No doubt he has an argument. However, if I am a defense attorney for Rustam, I'm just showing the tape a million times and looking at the desperation where Paul Linn was located when the so-called push or not push existed. But from what I see, the score says 2-0.
Last time we were here, what was it, 2 years ago? This is where the incident happened. This is where Paul Linn turned it around. Make or break, do or die, all in moment for Paul Linn right here, everybody.
Everybody, let's get behind Paul Linn. This could be it. It only takes one to turn everything around.
His shoulders.
Oh, yes, there we go, into the hook, good position. God, we have a stop, Travis. We have a stop. Paul Linn's
got the wrist in a great place.
We are in good position right here.
Keep moving that elbow towards the pin pad. Keep the leverage. Wake up, United States!
Standing tall. Paul Linn moving forward. Paul Linn in the hook.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of people playing the game, but only one can be the best. Put your hands together on a road back from a devastating pec injury and still one of the best arm wrestlers in the world, Rustam Babaiev.
Incredible victory. Rustam showing why he is one of the greatest ever in hot water and pulling out a tremendous victory.
Hey guys, one more time for Captain America, Paul Linn, come on. He pulled one of the greatest hook pullers of all time, Rustam Babaiev. Coming off of an injury you sustained versus the same opponent, how does it feel? Получил травму в прошлый раз, когда вам был матч. Как ты себя чувствуешь после этого победы?
Я чувствую, что травма не мешает, вроде хорошо. Дай бог, буду вперед идти.
He said, I felt my injury didn't bother me at all. I felt really good. Hopefully, by the will of God, I can move forward. And what is for...
Но не только травма меня останавливала, меня несколько лет преследовали вот такие поражения и долго не выступал. Эта победа даст мне еще уверенности в дальнейшем выигрывать остальных. Спасибо всем, кто за меня болел. Без вас я бы не выиграл.
He said, not only injury kept me away, but there were some other issues and I was offered from competition. So this gives me huge motivation and huge boost to move forward. And hopefully, with the help of you all, I'll give you more matches. Do you feel you need one more match and then maybe a rematch with Irakli? Может, еще один матч, потом рематч с Ираклием?
Ну, давайте я немножко приду в себя, с холодной головой отвечу на этот вопрос. Уже поговорю с организаторами и решим точно.
He said, first I need a little break, calm down a little bit, and then we'll figure out what's next. Rustam Babaiev, one of the best of all time.